Alright.
The garden's much prettier, don't you think? I bet the memories are all flooding back now.
Oh, do you want to do that now, or can we see what the present Vogel left us is? Oh, is that?
It's a bizarre object, and yet oddly familiar.
Huh.
Did you just remember something?
Yes. A room full of
think so.
curiosities and artifacts. I think I can find it in the manor.
Sherlock.
Oh,
So, you continue to pursue the imaginary. I had hoped you might have got all this out of your system by now.
Mycroft,
Mycroft.
what are you doing here? Get out of my house.
It's my house, actually. I've come to bring you back.
I have no interest in returning, let alone with you. I know you lied about Mother all these years, claiming she was merely ill, but she was unstable. She never had tuberculosis. She was not recuperating, but mentally deteriorating, and you never once thought to tell me. How dare you?
I shall not indulge this petulant tantrum. You can just tire yourself out and then slink back to London with your tail between your legs.
Just tell me everything. I'm an adult now. Show me the basic courtesy of an explanation. You know I will find out eventually.
The goal was stability, and that's what you got. The right thing for everyone was to try and move on from her passing.
The consequences of one's actions determines what is right or wrong.
Yes, exactly. The ends justify the means. After leaving Cordona, Sherlock, you had a normal childhood. In London, I was able to support you, guide you, shape you into a fine and productive young man. You have so much potential, so much to offer society.
But that's not the end. Now I found the truth, and it has shattered everything I knew about her, about you, and about myself. I feel unstable because of you. Your actions were not justified. Lying never is.
Oh, grow up, Sherlock. It was a white lie which has as much use in the realm of the interpersonal as the international. It is time you come to accept that some things are bigger than yourself.
Oh, you are full of it. You like to pretend you care about the big picture, but it's just an ego trip. You like knowing more than others. You like greasing palms and rubbing shoulders with the rich and powerful. You like having eyes and ears everywhere. The fact it helps the nation is incidental, because all you care about is yourself.
It's true. I have agents everywhere, including Cordona. If you weren't so damn stubborn, you'd realize that means I'm only here for you.
Yeah, that's right. Walk away. You alright, John?
Just look at this thing. It's huge.
Yeah, sure is. Alright. We'll leave the garden alone for now. Go inside and try to look for the so-called room of curiosities. Looks to
Well
be
done, Sherry.
Oh?
The hall now looks much as it did in our youth. Brings back fond memories.
Sure does, but now's not the time. Is this the place? Or is it the one across?
This portrait was painted some time before my father's death. I would guess it's the only depiction of him that remains.
Is this it? Oh?
To be or not to be, that is the question, whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. I hope Wooden Joe won't object to a new friend.
Man, we're just collecting these things, aren't we? Hiding them in here.
I can sense an incoming memory, Sherry. Do you?
An Incoming memory.
The most important thing is not to taste it. The first chemical laboratory I ever made. I almost miss its elegant simplicity. I'm looking forward to learning to play it, as soon as I have some free time.
Alright. Nothing further to examine here.
You do miss her.
I do.
Of course I do.
One of your early sketches of me. And a rather unflattering one at that. Just look at my nose.
Smaller than it is.
Sharp and well balanced. It would be a pity to leave such a tool behind.
Alright, any more memories you want to go through here? I was so
frustrated to find only one bed in this room. Mycroft initially refused to bring another for you, but after a week-long dispute, he gave in.
What a stubborn man. How well do you think he would sleep without a bed?
Shortly after our arrival, Sherry clashed with Mycroft about the furniture. I needed a place to sleep, but there was only one bed in our room. Outrageous. Convincing his older brother was a challenge, but after a week-long dispute, he finally gave in, and I became the proud owner of my very own bed. Huh. There we go. Well, that was a nice memory, wasn't it? Great. Fun. Fantastic. Right. Can we get back to work now? I guess it's downstairs, looking for a painting with the pyramids. Right, there we go.
Another one.
Let's see. First, I gotta unlock the memory.
There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
There's a memory tied to it. Oh, here are some scratches. Here we go. Wood, straight, smooth.
I remember returning home with a pair of perfect sticks. We wanted to turn them into training swords.
Oh, that's right. We stood there, frozen, staring at something huge in the main hall.
What could it have been? The main hall. What's the main hall? Oh, right here. It was female, fish-tailed, mysterious.
It was a giant aquarium with a living mermaid in it.
Impossible.
A living mermaid? No, I'm afraid you're confused. It's dry, and it's a skeleton.
Oh, of course, that mortifying hoax presently taking up space in our front yard.
Well, fine. Your memory's better than mine. But I'm sure we started examining it immediately. And someone else was around, too.
Who was it? Was it a family member? A female?
It was my mother. She asked what I thought of the artifact.
You were really concentrating and holding something in your hand.
What was it? A tool? A glass? Observation?
I inspected it with a magnifying glass and was able to confirm it was made of two different skeletons. The mermaid was a fake.
And so it was time to smash the thing. Your mother took a hammer and...
Slow down, John.
No,
That's not how
no,
it happened.
I don't think so.
I remember other people joined us.
Right. People, loud voices, workers.
The workers took the artifact and placed it into the Cabinet of Curiosities. It became part of Mother's collection of fakes. She always said that the truth lies in the details. This mermaid helped me to learn that.
There we go. Now I can go in.
Ah yes, my mother's studio. She was an authenticator, and this was her Cabinet of Curiosities.
I never saw the point.
Huh.
What does it matter if some artifact is real or not? It still exists.
Mother said this was among the hunting trophies of a Scottish Viscount.
So he tried to persuade everyone that his forest was inhabited by these beasts. It would have been thrilling if it were actually true.
The full plate armour of Sir Robert Saunford. I was told my father won it in a wager.
Oh.
Armour is armour, but look at his sword. Oh, how badly I wanted to wield the blade. Maybe you take it instead of your pistol.
The full plate armor of Sir
Oh.
Robert Saunford. I was told my father won it in a major.
I thought that was a proper... That was going to be a proper suggestion, but no. Ooh. Here's some curiosities here. A torn diploma found in the cabinet of curiosities. Someone deliberately ripped it into several pieces. Reassembled and translated, the diploma reads, "On the behalf of the board of the University of Geneva, Switzerland, we, rectors of the university, noting that Mr. Otto Richter has undergone the tests required by the laws and regulations, confer on him the degree of Doctor of Medicine, with the rights and prerogatives so attached."
Clearly, it was deliberately torn. I wonder why someone would do that.
As an act of defiance, perhaps. Oh, it's the Tulpa. Studies in Tibetan mentalism.
The tulpa.
I said that. I already said that. Why are you repeating me? Stop repeating.
An impressive number of bookmarks. Someone was rather obsessed with this subject.
Anything else? Over here? Mrs. Holmes is a patient of considerable interest, and an ideal test subject to explore some of my theories. I will attempt to repeatedly immerse her in traumatic situations that precipitated her mental illness. It is my belief that reliving that moment may give her mind a chance to embrace what happened, accept it, and effectively cure itself. I'm confident in my hypothesis and merely need to prove it. In addition, it's fortuitous to be around the broader Holmes family. Perhaps I'll be able to also examine the heredity of psychological traits, be they competencies or disorders. It is already apparent that all family members share an uncommonly high intelligence. It appears that the mother's condition has begun to affect the mind of the youngest boy, Sherlock. While I cannot conduct a proper medical examination due to the protectiveness of the elder son, it seems that the boy suffers ongoing hallucinations in the form of an imaginary friend, John. They're talking about you, John. My dear brother, I heard you recently arrived on Cordona. Have you come to see me? I do miss our evening conversations, even if we never agreed in our opinions. Cordona is a home to a stunning new art gallery, which I visit every Thursday. Meet me there. Oh, and do not seek Klaus. I left that name behind. The brother of the German doctor who has an art gallery in Cordona and goes by a different name. I wonder who that could be.
And this one was brought from a German museum. They claimed it belonged to Vikings. Nonsense, of course. Vikings never had horns on their helmets.
Correct. It was the Persians. Allegedly.
The so-called mummy of a Persian princess.
Speaking of which...
Orders did good work, but missed one small detail. It's the mummy of a man.
Oh.
Look, it's Roger. This jolly old man's well preserved. Even looks refreshed.
I doubt he drew much interest at the auction.
That's for the best. I'd be upset if he fell into the wrong hands.
He looks a little too bony.
So many calling cards. Mycroft liked to keep useful people at hand.
Dear Mr. Holmes, please accept my deepest gratitude for your recent help with that personal matter. I shudder to think what may have happened were it not for your keen eye and sharp mind. Rest assured, should our paths cross once again, you will be greeted by a grateful friend, His Honor Judge MacDougall. did a favor for the judge. I wonder what that was. Reliable and driven.
Reliable and driven. I recognize Mycroft's handwriting.
Fascinating.
Officer Luciano J. Placido.
Huh. Interesting. He even knew the former chief inspector turned apiary. Oh, what's this?
Carefully opened.
What's inside?
Dated 24th of April, 1869.
Mr. Mycroft Holmes, the Cordona City Hall, writes to inform you that the trial of Dr. Otto Richter in the death of Mrs. Violet Holmes has been assigned to His Honor Judge McDougal. Your application for a closed hearing has been granted. You are hereby informed that the prosecution has called you as a primary witness in the trial of Dr. Richter. You must present yourself at the Criminal Court of Cordona on the dates listed over leaf. Interesting. I mean, from what I've been gathering, what Dr. Otto did to my mother was terrible, but is it really worth the death sentence?
This drawer was always closed. Only Mycroft knew how to open it.
I remember we tried to break it open and spy on him, but alas, had no success. Maybe today's the day. Oh, Sherry.
I'm starting to remember something. Oh, I remember these. We used them to spar together until Mycroft found out and forbade us from using real weapons.
Those were the times. Cozy blanket.
I remember this cozy blanket. It was perfect for...
Wigwam! Oh, that was a joy to build them. Imagining ourselves as wayfarers on the other side of the world.
Watkinson and Holman, Chapter 1.
Watkinson and Holman, Chapter 1, by Wallace Dioram.
Oh, Mycroft. He always acts so serious, but then reads tripe like this.
John, if I remember correctly, you couldn't put this book down.
Looks vaguely familiar.
Another fake Holy Grail. Its owner claimed to be the heir of King Arthur. Scarcely believable. He also insisted a deadly rabbit was hunting him.
If only he had some holy hand grenades of Antioch in hand, they probably would have done the job.
An archaeological find should be here. It's far better than beneath the old city walls.
Well, I'd say that it belongs in a museum, but...
I'm not sure I want to hear its horrifying, inhuman howl again. 1852, Bingley, West Yorkshire.
West Yorkshire?
This photo caused a lot of fuss. My mother spent some time to prove it was a fake.
Fascinating.
I'm not sure I want to hear its horrifying, inhuman howl again.
So the key to Mycroft's drawer should be here somewhere. There we go. Just gotta look around for something. A lead. A lead of some sort. Let's see. Early morning footsteps.
Ah, the memory comes back. We snuck about watching him.
Yes.
He closed the drawer and went to the hall. We were like two shadows crawling behind him.
And then what happened? There he was. What's going on? Upstairs? What? Where are you taking me? Oh, landscape tilted.
The painting on the wall was slightly a tilt. He stopped and straightened it.
Huh. Okay. What does that tell us, though? Log, fire, crackle.
Then he threw some logs into the fire and sat in his armchair to read.
As the fire crackled
It's
on.
as boring now as it was then. I'm sorry, Sherry, but I think that's it.
No, no, no.
Wait, John.
It can
you
be.
never use the fireplace in the mornings. What if...
Aha. What's this?
A bit of juniper in the fireplace created a soothing atmosphere. It's the little things, isn't it?
Forget about the juniper. What's this?
I think this is what we're looking for.
Tiny key. Perfect for a tiny drawer.
Almost as good as mine.
Alright. Back to the cabinet of curiosities and into Mycroft's secret drawer.
We made it. So what's there?
Well, we've got a bottle of Royal Lochnagar.
Single malt whiskey. Mycroft's favourite.
10 years. Age 10 years. Is it full? Empty?
Gifted by Queen Victoria herself.
Oh my. Half a bottle of fine single malt whiskey. Mycroft's favorite drink. We found it locked in the drawer of the desk in the curiosity cabinet among a pile of important documents. Remarkably, it seems that the whiskey was a gift of Her Majesty, Queen Victoria herself. Fascinating.
Otto Richter.
A dossier of some sort? Open the thing. Let's see what's inside.
This one is rather thick. Mycroft can be truly dogged in his research.
45 years old, born to a respected family in Bern, Switzerland, unmarried, no heirs. Medical practitioner, graduated from the University of Geneva, Switzerland. Graduation was postponed a year due to a minor scandal on one of his placements. Parents died of cholera in 1863. Only remaining family is a half-brother, Klaus, age 35. Present whereabouts of Klaus Richter unknown. Last seen on Cordona.
Dossiers on the most influential people on Cordona. Mycroft always had a habit of building files on everyone he met.
Yep. It all smells of Mycroft, alright. Alright, back to this story. Fascinating tale. We built a little thingy here. And then what happened? We gotta look for a circle. Oh, there we go. Old ladder. Last shelf.
I used this ladder to look at the top shelf, right? On the day of Mother's breakdown upstairs.
Right you are, Sherry.
Well, what was I looking for? What did I find? Hello? Anyone? Gonna help me? Hello? What happened? Large artifact, poor view.
We heard a noise. I can't recall of exactly what. And we didn't have a great view from behind the statue.
So we what did we do?
Books and papers from the table somehow ended up on the floor. Now it's coming to the surface. I feel it.
Oh. Maybe now I can figure this out. find out exactly what happened here. Okay, so let's see. I was looking for something on the top shelf. We noticed something, but this thing was blocking the way, and then somehow a bunch of books started to fall down because of an argument.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
No, that's not correct. Okay. So we're not playing around here? Fine.
Come on, Sherry. Let's go outside. Wait. Did you hear that? Come here, Sherry.
You call this progress? Charlatan, amateur. I'm not letting you anywhere near my mother again.
So there was a quarrel between them.
Huh. It all happened shortly after the incident in Violet's room on April 9th. Sherry decided to play with artifacts in the Cabinet of Curiosities, and of course I went with him. As a result, we became unintentional witnesses to an argument between Mycroft and Otto Richter. Sherlock's brother was angry. He was sure that Dr. Richter had done something dubious to their mother, and that it had backfired. He called Otto a charlatan. Oh?
I heard a noise in the hall. Let's check it out.
What the hell? Now what?
Sherry, look! We've got a parcel here.
Um,
Hurry up and let's see what's inside.
a parcel. Oh. I'm waiting for you at Kurt Manchios' mansion on Turquoise Lane across from Cardona Abbey in northern Grand Surrey. Come at once. If inconvenient, come anyway. Always your friend VV. I sent you the appropriate outfit for this place to avoid any unnecessary complications. I hope it fits.
An invitation that comes with a mask. We can't miss this, Sherry.
Huh. What's Mr. Vogel up to now, I wonder? Well, here we are. In the mansion and, ready with our disguise. What do you think, John? No? No comment? Alright.
Enjoy the evening, sir.
Oh,
There is still plenty of time before the grand finale.
All right.
if you say so.
What if I write an article about these people here? Can you help me gather information about Cordona's elite?
Still no comment, eh? Alright. Hello.
I'm so excited about the event.
Hey, Ansar, I see that.
My goodness, Sherlock, they made a blood fountain.
No, John, it's definitely not blood, just wine. The whores, at a guess.
What can you do with them?
Can I actually talk with people around here?
All there's the beauties.
Do not distract me. It's not easy to play blind.
Curtains do not guarantee privacy.
And you still need a crack, despite being ethereal.
Come on, cut that out, John. Oh, John, look at what's happening now, John. See? It's all your damn fault. Couldn't just Stay still for 1 minute. Now I'm paying the consequences. Stuck because of you. Hope you're happy. For fuck's sake. Oh yeah, this totally not avoidable, totally not unnecessary checkpoint system. Like, I was inside the mansion. So do I really need to be sent back all the way back here? Stupid. So there's no point in saving because it always sets you back to a nearby fast travel point.
Codex Orchis. Why does this occult book sound like a flower?
Interesting.
Romantic poetry and prose. Someone's in touch with their feelings. These medieval botany and chemistry books look even more satanic than the occult ones. Well-known and recent plays to keep up to date with the current trends.
Fascinating. Anything else?
My husband thinks I am playing bridge here.
Oh dear. Huh. That's nice. Oh.
Sherlock! Friend! I wasn't sure you'd come.
What? How did you... No.
Berna, I see you are not yourself.
The more time you spend here in Cordona, the more I feel it my duty to bring you into our world and show you all we have to offer.
And what is on offer today?
Pleasure, indulgence, relief, and relaxation. You've earned some time for yourself, have you not?
Those who know me would say I'm incapable of it.
Nonsense. I refuse to believe there is anyone permitted to know Sherlock Holmes.
You may be right.
Then free yourself from inhibition and expectation. The night is young, and so are the guests. You should try to enjoy both. It's not healthy for handsome men to spend every night alone, and certainly not in a house filled with such melancholic memories.
I must admit, my travels have proven more taxing than expected. I'm less confident in my life and myself. Time of relaxation seems a distant dream.
So can I tempt you with a physical aid to your moral consolations? There's wine, of course, and something to smoke, or perhaps an artificial paradise? Yes, something more spiritual, a potentiator to sharpen the mind. A 7% solution of, well, that'd be telling, but you must try it.
I'm afraid,
My mind is my most valuable asset, and a finely tuned instrument I will not risk impeding its function. My ultimate duty is to provide the world with truth, and I do that perfectly well as is.
Duty? You've never cared about that before.
Of course I do. Exposing a lie, revealing a fact, that is a moral responsibility.
That's not morality. Morals are what happens afterwards when truth collides with consequence. Do you ever follow up on cases you solved? Do you ever see what happened next? Visit the victims? Ensure justice is served in the courts? And how do you choose where to direct your attention? Are there not deserving causes to which your brilliance could be applied but isn't?
You ascribe me more power than I possess. I have a narrow skill set and work within that mandate. What occurs afterward is irrelevant.
With every action or inaction, you place a finger on the scales of morality. Many in the city would see you as abdicating your responsibility.
I haven't.
Not me, of course. Morality is subjective, just like truth. There is little to be gained from indulging in it, and far better things to indulge in. Now I must insist on easing any burdens I've placed upon your shoulders. Show yourself a kindness, and try this rather delectable concoction.
well, I'll take it, but
If this solution truly does assist with thinking, then well, perhaps it would be puerile to overlook an opportunity to study it. I'll take it with me.
Yes, Sherlock. Very good. And now, our evening begins in earnest. I just remembered. I'm sorry, Sherlock. My mind's delightfully impaired. Please take this key. It opens the altar room, past the library.
Pardon? Altar room? What now, Werner?
Go quickly and find our Fabio. Only you can make him talk. I'll join you in a minute.
Right. Well, if you say so. We're not going to be making any sacrifices, are we? Right. We still have yet to learn anything about the wealthy.
Let me know if you need anything, sir.
Look, I'm an outlaw.
Oh? Let's see. Anything in here? Oh.
Honey, you feeling lonely? I'll be your friend.
John, get up from there.
You should sit next to me and wait to be served.
Manchios had to enforce the mark.
Oh, identity disclosure scandal. What's going on? Let's try that again.
Manchios had to enforce...
A scandal. People described a scandal from a previous party where Vice Governor Cowden was found by his wife-to-be, a Prussian duchess, in the company of young men. Although the marriage was intended to be a political one, the emotions of the duchess were real. The incident instigated a political crisis between Cardona and Prussia. Although there were only a few notes of protests, the governor fired his protege.
That's what I like about this party. Bring me more dirt, Sherry. One more piece, and I can expose these base hedonists.
Alright, I'll keep digging. Oh?
Vogel's gallery has a backer, I see.
Huh. Nicely done, Vogel.
You know what was here before Manchios' family.
Huh. Ruins, fraud, occultist architects, mysterious disappearances, magic circle. What? Before Manchios' family, the mansion was owned by an occultist architect. He dedicated his life to conducting a powerful ritual from the Forgotten Tome, but the ordinary magic circles proved too weak for it. That was why he built this mansion. A keen eye might notice that its shapes correspond with certain magical symbols, and some walls have cavities. One day, the architect simply disappeared. An ash stain on the floor was all that remained. Perhaps he was successful in his endeavor.
I'll pin them down with this scoop. Thank you, Sherlock.
No problem, friend. Alright, well, with that done, I think it's time to go and find the altar room. Find this so-called Fabio. Now, what do we have here?
Oh my God. Was he here this whole time?
If by whole time you mean from the moment he died until now, then probably yes. What the hell happened to him?
A blunt force trauma may have suffered an internal hemorrhage.
The murder weapon still here.
This golden handle has a bloodstain on it.
Interesting.
The dagger is heavy and sharp, but lacks balance. This worm-like sigil has been drawn with his own blood. The wound is deep. A precise strike reached the heart.
Tattoo covering a mark.
This crude tattoo partially covers a slave branding.
Slave branding. Oh dear.
The victim has clenched the fabric so firmly in his fist that it's nigh impossible to remove it. He died right here.
Oh dear. That's not good. Oh. Where'd you come from? Alright, stay right there.
The herbs here are Salvia divinorum. They have a slight hallucinogenic effect to emphasize the ceremony. This elaborate box must be for the ritual dagger. The ointment smells mouse-like. I presume it is an aphrodisiac prepared from a Spanish fly. This oil has a slight aroma of flowers and olive. This one looks like a twisted symbol of Venus, drawn in a hurry. The sign reminds me of the astrological symbol for Mars.
Interesting. What's in here? More clues? Uh-huh.
Enough cigars to burn down the entire mansion. Why don't people tidy up after themselves?
In a hurry, probably. Sangiovese.
Blood. A sturdy bottle met a not-so-sturdy human. It didn't break only because it was unopened.
Interesting. Stained in
An
blood.
open wound spoiled the carpet.
Uh-huh. A trail to follow, perhaps?
The pitcher is empty, but with puddles around it.
Puddles of what? Water, I hope.
Blood clots are adhered to the sides of the drain.
Interesting. And here we have wet handprints.
Identical to the robes the guests are wearing.
So after the murder, the blood was washed away and some signature black robes were put on. Oh.
Handcrafted and luxurious cufflinks. There's also a note. For my Fabio, Manchios.
Oh, a key.
The key is similar to the one that Vogel gave me.
It has an F on it.
The capital F on the key fob might refer to Fabio.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Would you recognize me in one of these? I suppose not.
Why, you're planning on putting one on? Alright. What's going on here?
This is a different ritual.
A scenario of some sort of ritual with a remark written at the beginning. It says, read and rehearse this rite. Manchios. The naked woman lies on the altar on a bed of flowers, symbolizing Mother Gaia. The one who leads the ritual oils the body of the woman to awaken her inner fertility. Participants should chant at this moment and call for the man who can please Mother Gaia. Then, the man who will impersonate the principle of life may come to engage in sexual congress with her. Oh, interesting. So where does the ritual knife come in, exactly? Don't ignore the guests, Matista, and stop boring them. They don't want to hear about your stupidities, they want to feel how beautiful they are, and how generous you can be towards them. You are here to please and celebrate life. Remember, each guest paid a great deal to be with you. Manchios.
How can anyone accept such behaviour?
A useful tool for a disguise arsenal.
A disguise arsenal, right.
Props, decorations, and tools for a more detailed set.
What's this now?
Similar to the guests' robes, apart from the bloodstains.
Precisely. Someone's very desperately trying to cover their tracks. Oh, interesting. And we go back here. Okay, let's follow the blood, I guess. Oh! Bloody handprint.
A person leaned against the doorframe. They left a smudged trail of blood.
Does it lead somewhere? Does it lead back here? Oh, another handprint.
A bloody handprint on an armchair.
Doesn't drop
The
us of
wounded
blood.
person was here for some time. There appear to be no further traces leading to the altar.
Huh. There we go.
Werner, care to explain what is going on here?
On nights like these, it's not unusual for some attendees to get a little exuberant. It's part of the appeal. Unfortunately, it appears things
Yeah,
have
I
gotten
wouldn't
out of
call it
hand.
that.
Yes, some are more prone to bend the rules of morality.
That's murder. I doubt there's anything left to bend. Why did you not tell me immediately? We were chatting about trivial matters for some time.
If I'm completely honest, Sherlock, I've consumed a rather potent cocktail of substances. My attention slips and drifts. But I'm glad I thought to call for you.
You sent me a disguise.
Oh dear, did I? Well, since I found the body, Mr. Manchios has agreed that you can investigate the matter. I promise my mind will behave itself going forward.
All right. Then pull yourself together, Werner.
So,
What is it about these nights that you were so eager to share with me?
Well, they're not always in the evenings, but they are in the shadows. People gather to test their boundaries in a safe and consensual atmosphere, often with more stains than your typical crime scene. But that is the point. Who are we to judge?
I suppose that's fair. What about today, then? Was anything different?
Well, I was invited as a special guest. It was supposed to be a time of both divine and carnal pleasures. A scratch for every unconventional itch.
I imagine you're reeling from your shattered expectations.
On the contrary, there is still spectacle, stimulation, and release, merely in a different form. I like to let life entertain me.
Or death.
alright. So,
The police remain unaware of this tragic event?
Some of them may be hiding behind their masks. They conceal many things. But we didn't want the authorities to create more problems. Besides, after a few cocktails, their incompetence will have soared to new heights.
How do you know I even want the case?
I promised you relaxation. If there's one thing I know about you, Sherlock, it's that nothing soothes you more than a good mystery.
How did you discover the body? In between guzzles of alcohol?
I was set to perform in a fecundity rite with Fabio and came to inquire further. It was a staged ritual where he was to play the principle of life.
And the rehearsal was unsuccessful?
Ha! Who knows? I found him alone on the altar, his blood dripping to the floor.
And then?
Then I called Mr. Manchios. He was panicking, so I told him about you. We left the room and locked the door. Then we were
Filling time?
waiting for you was stressful. We indulged in some simple comforts. Overindulged, perhaps.
and,
Mr. Manchios is the owner of the manor, yes?
And the host of Cordona's most memorable parties. He promises even the ugliest guest a partner for the night. And for the ones with more unconventional tastes, Mr. Manchios provides other services.
What a caring person.
You cannot begin to imagine.
no, I certainly can.
Were you well acquainted with Fabio, the victim?
Everyone knew Fabio, or wanted to. His beauty was the talk of the island. Too handsome to go unnoticed. He was magnetic. Fat wallets fought for the privilege of having him. He offered the pleasures of performance, and more.
Really? So...
What about the fertility ritual? There was something about Fabio being a principle of life.
Fabio was supposed to portray the beauty of life's origin. Flowers, oil... Not this travesty that seems straight out of the Inquisition.
So this ritual is not the fertility rite. What was it meant to look like?
It begins with a woman lying naked in a flower bed on the altar. She represents Gaia, the earth. As I cover her in oils, we chant for the principle. As our calls reach a climax, Fabio enters and copulates with her. After he finishes, I stab her with a dagger. That part's just pretend, of course.
But the intercourse is not?
I did not expect you to be such a prude. Are you a virgin? It is nothing to be ashamed of, but it would explain the color of your cheeks. The fertility rite marks the start of our festivities. The principle of life is beautiful, intimate, essential. It must not be stopped.
Yet it appears that someone did stop it. What about the naked woman? Can you tell me anything about her?
Oh yes, Matista. She's one of Fabio's compatriots and a performer too. I haven't seen her today, actually.
Interesting.
When you discovered the body, was the door open?
No, it was locked. Oh, that reminds me. It's a minor detail, but the first time I came to speak to Fabio, I left without entering, having been unable to open the door.
You didn't have the key?
No, I had it. Don't look at me like that. I was mostly sober. I suspect there was a key in the other side of the door, blocking the lock.
That detail may very well be major, Werner. Well done. So you returned later only to find the lock was not blocked?
Correct. After an hour had passed, I tried again and was able to unlock the door. That's when I discovered poor, handsome Fabio.
So, Sherry, do you have any ideas about the case?
Perhaps. I think I can deduce what happened here.
Alright. Let me see if I can figure this out. So, it probably all started from here. Yeah, that's true. That's supported by evidence. Maybe it started from here. Oh, no. Yes. Okay. So the killer knocks out Fabio with the bottle, drags him to the sacrificial place, stabs him, washes the blood, changes the clothes, and and then unlocks the door using the key that was left there. Yes?
The bottle was used as a weapon during a scuffle in the smoking lounge. Then, to ensure no one would interrupt, the murderer locked the door. The unconscious body of the victim was moved to the altar room. Once the body was on the altar, the murderer thrust the dagger into the victim's heart. Symbols were drawn with the blood. The wardrobe was used to hide the bloodied robe from anyone's eyes. The killer washed himself and took a clean robe from the hanger before leaving.
Are you all right? You're on the floor, not moving.
I think I know what happened
Yes. I was thinking.
here. I'm starting to put the pieces together.
Fabio was stabbed.
I see nothing gets past you, Werner. Yes, he was stabbed, but only after being knocked out in the next room and placed here. I do not yet know why.
So, who's responsible?
Well, it was one person working alone, and the murderer has now donned a robe. He or she could be hiding in plain sight. We have lost time, Werner, but your discretion may prove to be a benediction after all.
Alright. Think we're gonna need the Mind Palace to figure out what to do next. So, Fabio was sacrificed on the altar during an occult ritual. Or perhaps it was a cover for the true murder motive. The key remains untouched. The murderer was in the possession of a key to the altar room and locked the door. Yes. How did that happen? We, need to find out who had a key to the altar room, so I can shrink the circle of suspects.
The murderer had to have access to this room. After the crime, he used his own key to lock the door. So, who had the key to the altar room?
I'm not sure. As a special guest, I was provided one by Mr. Manchios. He should be able to tell you of any others.
Where can I find him?
Where is he?
Most likely in the main hall, entertaining his guests. He has a mask with golden stars. You can't miss him. But please be discreet. We don't want to risk disturbing the revelry.
I wouldn't dream of it. Alright. Golden stars. Golden stars. Is that Are these golden stars? These kind of look like golden stars.
I'm so excited about the event. Oh, I heard the
Kurt Manchios, I presume. I'm Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you must be the one Werner told me about. What a sweet voice you have. It must belong to a handsome young man. Can I call you Sherlock?
As you wish, Mr. Manchios.
I suppose.
Mr. Vogel asked me to help you. The body in the altar room requires answers, and quickly. I suspect the murderer to still be here.
What? Lower your voice. I don't want anyone to hear us.
So,
Did you know Fabio well?
People are starting to look at us, Sherlock. Change the subject. I can't believe what happened to him. To me. Such an atrocity. Think what it means for me. A wonderful evening for so many good, influential, and rich people has been ruined. I have betrayed all my promises of exotic delights.
I don't understand. Surely a murder would affect your reputation to a greater extent.
Please, isn't this why you are here? I thought you were a silent magician. Do your tricks and make it go away.
right.
I need to find all those who had the key to the altar room. As far as I know, Mr. Vogel, Fabio, and you had access to it. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. Also, Matista and Santos.
Santos?
Who's Santos?
Santos Pinchetti, my major domo. In his opinion, at least.
Alright.
I'd like to speak to Mr. Pinchetti and Matista. Do you have somewhere I might have a private conversation with them?
Of course, of course. Let me think. Matista is entertaining the guests somewhere, and Santos... Oh, yes. He will be busy with the servants. Or the cook. What's that noise? What's going on?
Well...
Freeze, filth. You're under arrest.